Good afternoon. That's loud. Sorry. Jay, you can make me less loud. Welcome to Twin Valley Distillery. We can stop the music, Devontae, when you get a sec, because we have other music coming. It's great to have so many friends here as we are in the middle of early voting, preparing for primary election day on actually a lovely day in July. I'm Cheryl Kagan, very proud to be the senator for Gaithersburg and Rockville, and I am thrilled to be back. Thank you. It's so exciting to be back in person. I used to do these every year, and then COVID again, and now finally we get to give hugs, we get to hear live music, we get to see friends, and we get to schmooze, all good things. So our mask policy today, which I will repeat a couple of times, we want all of us to stay safe. And so I'm going to encourage you to wear a mask unless you are in the act of eating and drinking. And we hope you do a lot of both because the food is going to be great. In addition to the food from Dawson's out here, there is a food truck out there that is that's going to be just a lovely, yummy treat for you as well. And then obviously you need to partake of some of the beverages, the brewery and distillery options from Twin Valley Distillery, a locally owned, wonderful small business that is growing and part of the expansion of locally owned alcohol establishments in Maryland. So I'm going to ask you to please silence your phones because we are here for a concert. And I know that there is going to be a temptation to do a lot of schmoozing. I'm going to ask the schmoozers to be kind of towards the back, but we really hope that a lot of you will come up and enjoy Emma's Revolution. So I have been a fan of Pat Humphries and Sandy Opatow for so many years now. Their music inspires me, it lifts me up, and it brings people together in a time of division. They are here from California for today's concert. They are touring all over, and you can follow them on social media, learn more about their upcoming concerts. But I am just so thrilled, so honored that my friends Emma's Revolution are here today to celebrate and enjoy and get ready to kick butt as we move towards election day. So Emma's Revolution, Sandy and Pat, welcome all. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. So great to see you all in person. You look so different without little boxes around your heads. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around, attend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. Time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these farms. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. Time now, time now that we thrive. Time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We think it is beyond time for leaders who learn to lead with love, and we so appreciate Cheryl for all of her leadership. And we need more people like Cheryl in our state senator and in our state legislatures and in our federal legislature, don't we? That is crucial coming up to 2022. And don't forget about 2024, because some folks have got their eyes on destroying this country, to put it bluntly.
That first song was written by some friends of ours just north of the Bay Area. They're called Mamuse, and they do beautiful music. And most of what you'll hear are songs that we've written ourselves, but occasionally we do songs by some friends. So that's one we've been taking along with us lately.
This is also a song from Bay Area writers, John Frommer, Bernie Gilbert. Has a part for you to sing if you feel like singing. For those of you who were out in the streets yesterday, this song is for you and for all of us who will be out in the streets in all the ways. We have to keep going. always thought my kids would see a better day. Well, lately I must say, and I've changed my mind. I want to see freedom in the sunshine of my feet are tired. Set my feet tired, but my soul is resting. Set my feet tired, but my soul is resting. Thank you so much. So we do need to keep our spirits up. We need to keep our energy up. We need to keep our votes happening and registered and counted.
This is a pandemic era song. We wrote a lot of songs during this time because we weren't traveling very much at all, actually. We were at home in our little place in our home studio, which we didn't have before the pandemic, but quickly put together so that we could stay in touch with folks.
The other thing we didn't have before the pandemic are folks who are joining us online. Great to have you here. Folks who are joining us online, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you know, we always said, oh yeah, we have to get this live streaming thing going, and we have to make videos, and we have to do all that stuff. And then we were touring so much, we never got around to it. But whatever, the pandemic was the mother of invention in this case. And so we stayed busy online, and this is one of the songs, you know, as it was looking like things were opening up a little bit. We thought, you know, it was sort of starting and then stopping and starting and stopping like it is now. We thought we'd put out some words of encouragement. So if I could get a touch more of this in my monitor, Jay, if you can hear me, I would take a tiny bit more. So this guitar is a baritone guitar. So it's playing all the low notes that we don't have in our voices. And it's the kind of guitar Pete Seeger used to play. And Pete was a dear friend. We'll tell you more about him later and our relationship with him. So nice to see you all here. Glad you could join us. When I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes, I remember to be grateful for the bright blue skies, and I wonder what I'm here for. Give me meaning, I pray, for the breath in this body I've been given today. Hey Jay, we're getting some feedback up here, but you probably can't hear it.
And it's not in the key. It's this note right here. It's not in the key of the song.
So at least if there's going to be feedback,
if it were in the key, we would use it. But it's not. Thank you, Jay.
So if you bring my vocal down just a tiny bit in the monitor, that might help. But you also might have to bring the guitar down a touch. Let's go again. Yep, still there.
We'll have to do something in that key.
You getting that? Nope, still there.
Ah, there it is.
They've got it? Nope, still there. It sounds like it's coming from my monitor, so maybe bring my monitor down a little bit. If you can hear me, clap your hands. Yay, you've all been to elementary school. You getting a handle on that, Jay? Ooh, still there. Maybe we can make it go away.
Maybe it's your baritone microphone.
Yeah, let's pull down the Barry mic a little bit too. Let's see. Still ringing? That's just what happens. All these bodies in the room. Check, 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 check. Yep, still there. So, you could bring the, maybe my vocal down in Sandy's monitor a tiny bit. Maybe that will help. Hey, Lisa, will you do me a favor? Would you walk back to the sound guy? His name is Jay, and tell him if he makes my voice a little bit softer in the monitors, and also my guitar a little softer. See if that helps. That's definitely softer. It's my vocal that's doing it. We might just, yep. Yeah, it's mainly my vocal, it sounds like. This room likes that note. We'll have to sing everything around it, maybe. Well, maybe it won't multiply too much. We'll just do it.
It's the major third.
Of course. When I wake up in the morning and I open my eyes, I remember to be grateful for the bright blue skies. And I wonder what I'm here for. Give me meaning, I pray, for the breath in this body I've been given today. And listen to the wind as she whispers low. I am always here, you are not alone. Hold firmly to your power, you are light and bold. Water and gale will wash away storm. Steady on my feet as I rise from my bed. I need a soft and quiet of the noise in my head. Memories of heartache, unresolved and best. I'm ready to release them from my spirit at last. And listen to the wind as she whispers low. I am always here, you are not alone. Hold firmly to your power, you are blind and bold. Water and the gale will wash away storm. May my heart be strengthened, my purpose be clear. May I always remember the path that led here. Children of nations, seeds of the soul, born of resistance, beauty and joy. And listen to the wind as she whispers low. I am always here, you are not alone. Hold firmly to your power, you are light and bold. Water and the gale will wash away storm. Hold firmly to your power, you are light and bold. Water and the gale will wash away storm. Water and the gale will wash away storm. Water and the gale will wash away storm.
Thank you very much. mentioned Pete Seeger, and he was a dear friend of Pat's and a friend of mine, and this is a song about him.
I was at Pete's bedside as he was in his last moments. I was there, I came for about 3 days and sang to him at his bedside all those beautiful songs that he wrote and sang to us all those years. And then as he passed, I just thought about all the remarkable ways in which his life and his influence crossed my path. So I wrote this song. You know, Pete had a remarkable way of getting people that probably in many respects didn't necessarily agree with one another to sit down together and to listen to one another. And remarkably enough, to sing in harmony with one another and take that beautiful metaphor out into the world and make a better world with it. And he did an incredible number of things in his lifetime that really did leave a better world for us. Of course, the GOP is doing its best to hack away at those, but you know, we have to be guardians of all of those policies and restore them as soon and as permanently as possible. See if that will work. All right. Oh, good. I can't. And I was four, I had a toy made of plastic and of joy. Magic music on machine from a drum, a stick and strings. Thank you. Good luck. I'm done after this set. I don't know if you're done. This song bought us a house. But then we sold it. I mean, it didn't buy us a whole house, but it bought us a down payment. When we first went into, as independent musicians, went into the bank to get a mortgage, you know, they didn't laugh, but they also didn't give us a mortgage. And we tried and tried and tried. And then this song showed up on All Things Considered. And suddenly, many, many, many people noticed us for the first time. And many, many, many orders came in through our website. So when we went in, because we had just moved to the Maryland area at the time, and the bank said, oh, well, we see you can make a living in New York, but what's the proof that you can make a living in Maryland? So we just took a screenshot of our website and handed it to the mortgage broker. And they said, oh, I guess this means you can make a living in Maryland. So we bought a lovely house in Mount Rainier, Maryland, and we lived there for 13 years. And that connection that we have with this community, this meaning the DMV region, runs really deep. That house is, I've lived the longest of any amount of time in my life in that house in Mount Rainier. And, you know, I'll just tell stories for the folks who are in the front listening and the people who are online who are listening, wondering what all the noise is in the background. We don't usually play places where people aren't listening really carefully to the songs that we very carefully write. But, you know, here we are. So we live out in California now in the Sacramento Valley. And this song has continued to bring us many good things. So maybe you'll recognize it, and maybe you'll pause for a moment in your conversation, but maybe you won't, and only the people up front and online will enjoy it, but that will be your loss. Thank you so much, y'all.
No, into this right here. Oh. Yeah. You got a separate channel.
Which mic should I use?
That's because you're probably. So if you can hear me, say hey. If you can hear me, say hey, hey.
Hey,
If you can hear me, say hey, what the fuck?
hey,
What the fuck is happening in the world, right? I need you to pay attention for 2 songs, and I'll tell you why. Because after 2 songs, Cheryl Kagan is coming up here. But 2 of these 2 songs are songs that Cheryl loves. So if you love Cheryl, as we love Cheryl, just listen for a second, just 2 songs, because we have a special guest here for you today. We have our friend Tom Prasada Rao, who is amazing. So all we're asking for you is that song, and then we're going to sing one song that's Cheryl's favorite song, and I'll remind you that it's Cheryl's favorite song. Okay. Tom, we love you.
all right. Well, thank you. As soon as we get my guitar worked out here, I'm in that other line, Jay, I think. I don't know which one that means it is.
Let me hear you. Tell him.
Sorry.
Did we get it, Jay? Can you strum it, Tom? Yeah, you're not getting it. Do you want to go through mine? Right. Maybe come through mine.
Okay, Jay, I'm in Sandy's. I hear it just a little bit. Can you turn it up? Jay, I'm in Sandy's guitar input. Can you just turn it up a little bit so I can hear it? Can you all hear it out there, the guitar? All right, I'll muddle ahead. This is called My Right to Choose, in case you were. Jay, if you're there, man, just turn up the guitar. It's my right to vote. It's my right to choose. It's my right to hope, even though I might lose. It's my right to dream, 'cause I know the truth. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. Those people outside, they say it's a sin. They try to deny my struggle within. They tell me to now, but still I refuse. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. They say it's my fault. They say I should pay, that I should repent for going astray. The slow train to hell is where I am bound, but I am not lost. No, I am found, and I stand on this rock. not move. A child of God with nothing to prove. It's my right to say what I will do. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. It's my heart, my soul, my body, and it's my right to choose. Thank you very much.
That was Tom Prasada Rao. Thank you for singing, Tom, for all of us. For all of us whose bodies are under attack, it's our right to choose. And it's our right to choose who represents us. That's why we're here to support Senator Cheryl Kagan. You're going to hear from Senator Cheryl Kagan in just a second, but we promised you her favorite song of ours. That is, she's got favorite songs of lots of awesome artists. So we're going to sing this favorite song of Senator Cheryl Kagan's, and we're going to turn the stage back over to her. Thanks for hearing my voice. Y'all are really doing a good job of that. Thank you very much. I see lots of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So Jay, is my guitar up? Oh, you made that sound go away. Thank you. Yay. Okay, there's my guitar. Yay.
the state senator of the hour, the woman we're all here to support. Please welcome Cheryl Kagan.
Yay, I didn't make it squeal. That's kind of impressive. Hi, thank you all for being here. Welcome to Twin Valley Distillery. Thank you for coming, for the music, for the friendship, and for a little bit of a medium post-COVID-ish gathering of friends and colleagues. It's such a blessing to be with you all. Give yourselves a round of applause. There are so many people to recognize, and there are a few people who are going to say a few words. And I also want to keep this reasonably brief because we're here to hear Pat and Sandy. So I've got the list of elected officials and candidates. And before I forget, Dave Bellegarde is spending his birthday with us. Can we just give a shout out to Dave? Can't imagine anything more fun than being at a political schmooze fest on your birthday. I don't know. I really want to also thank Devonte and the staff at Gardo and others at Twin Valley Distillers for hosting us. I want to thank my dear friend, Tom Prasada Rao, for gracing us with his presence and his voice. And I really want to thank Pat and Sandy for being with us today. That last song, thank you for listening to that a little bit more. That song both inspires me and makes me cry every time I hear it. And when I'm about to go into something, you know, a big meeting, a big interview, or something, and if I'm feeling a little low energy, I blast that song, and maybe sometimes twice, and I walk in with like my badass self, and then you crush it, because that's what that song does for me. So thank you. We said at the beginning, but not all of you were here yet, we are encouraging but not requiring masks, and so thank you to those of you who have masks. And I know that I'm a pretty subtle person here, and so I want to show you first off. Let's see, some of you saw that I was wearing this. David Blair for County Executive. My Westmore button mask is in the laundry, so I'm just showing you the button. Westmore for governor. All right, I'm going to do more afterwards. Okay, so it is truly, I introduce myself this way all the time. I'm Cheryl Kagan, very honored to be the senator for Gaithersburg and Rockville. And for the last 8 years, I have worked my tush off, trying to be in the community, make a difference, hear your voices, and solve problems that are common sense, that are affecting us in this area and in the state of Maryland. I think you all know that 3 people have died in my district when 911 has failed. And so I spent 7 years working on 911 and the last 4 years as chair of the Next Generation 911 Commission. Because of the work that we've done, because of the 12 laws that we've passed here in Maryland, Maryland is at the forefront nationally, and we have been working to save lives and save property. You know, if grandma's having a heart attack, if your house is burning down, if you've just been assaulted, you want to call 911 and get a trained person who answers quickly and dispatches the assistance you need. And that is what's happening here in Maryland. So, yeah. We have a lot of environmental leaders here, and we're going to hear from my friend and chairman in a moment, and my colleague, Kumar Barve. But with my colleague and friend, Brooke Learman, who is running for comptroller, her brother Kyle is here. We banned styrofoam. We banned styrofoam statewide. We've been making big inroads on climate solutions, the climate crisis, thanks to the leadership of my chair and my delegate. We have been working to have a voice for nonprofits who are too often overlooked. People say, let's help small businesses, which we must do. But we also really must help the nonprofit sector too. They are too often ignored and they don't get the love from our government that they should. Thank you, Leon. Local governments, cities and towns need a voice, need advocates, and we've got a lot of municipal leaders here. Let me start by just reading this list, but then I am going to bring up a couple of people. Let me acknowledge my campaign chair, Michael Frazier. I don't know if he's still here. Michael's here. Neil Burka, my treasurer, and his CPA wife, Linda Burka, who helped make sure that we fill out the forms correctly. Yay. All right. So my friend and seatmate, hello, my friend and seatmate, Senator Brian Feldman from the district right next door is here. These are not in order and I don't want to leave anybody out. From the city, let's see. Delegates Kumar Barve and Julie Polakovich Carr, my District 17 mates. From the city of Gaithersburg, we have the wonderful mayor, Judd Ashman. Council members, Ryan Spiegel and Lisa Henderson. From the Democratic Central Committee, Andrew Sondry and Michael Tardif. Yay. And I don't think that Gloria Aparicio is here yet, but she's my choice in District 17, strongly my choice there. County Council member Andrew Friedson is here. Yay, Andrew. Council President, my friend Gabe Albornoz just joined us. Scott Goldberg is a challenger candidate that I am endorsing. I encourage you to chat with him. For the Board of Education, Julie Yang, who I haven't endorsed. Julie is here. And I am hoping that I've gotten everyone except, oh, and Jason Spiegel running for the Democratic Central Committee, District 17. So I'm just going to bring up a few quick people, but I am bringing up my chairman, my friend, Paul Pinsky, as he makes his way up. Let me just tell you about Paul. He has been in office a long time and has never sort of gone, has never gotten the arrogance that sometimes happens. He is a nationally known leader on education, on the environment. He is thoughtful. He's a great partner. We've done a lot of good things. He's my chair. I'm the vice chair of Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs. In addition to those three, we also have elections. We have alcohol, which is why we're at a distillery. Thank you, Kevin Addicts, and so much more. So my chair, my friend, Paul Pinsky.
Thank you, Cheryl. We're in the season of elections and politics and polling. Recently, a survey was done in response to the question of which is worse, ignorance or apathy. One respondent replied, I don't know and I don't care. You do know and you do care. That's why you're here. Hopefully you're opening your hearts and your checkbooks to Cheryl. Yes, applause for the checkbook. If you want to write a second one, it'll be accepted, I promise. You know, our committee, Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs, has the largest number of bills in the whole legislature. It gets very complicated. They're coming fast and furious, and it's hard for one person, even two people, to handle. And Cheryl sits at my right hand, so she is my right-hand woman. She keeps the train running. And on the floor of the Senate, occasionally we have to slay a few dragons. So she is there doing that as well. You know, there are 188 legislators, and there are a lot of issues, a lot of topics. So people specialize. That's essentially what happens. And Cheryl spent a lot of time on 911, but also on making sure elections are fair, inclusive, and we expand the electorate. And yeah, definitely an applause line. And opposed to what's happening nationally with the former president and hopefully to be indicted, Donald Trump, we're trying to expand that electorate to make sure everyone, Black, brown, poor people, can vote and have their voice heard. I mean, we have to fight for the voiceless. That's why we're up there. And Cheryl's been a key architect in election law reform. She has shaped a lot of legislation over the years to make it more inclusive, to make it more efficient, to be able to know we have the results come election night. Now, we had a bill this past year that Cheryl worked on many, many, many hours, and her staff can tell you that. And it got to the floor of the Senate. And of course, the Republicans, trying to mimic what's happening nationally, felt the issue was, why open up the electorate? Why don't we make it more difficult for Black and brown and poor people to vote? So they came up with amendment after amendment, and as a floor leader, Cheryl knocked them all down. They had amendments to say you had a 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of verification, to make it impossible to vote. I think somewhere in their list of amendments, they had one to require a note from your mother and from the doctor. Thank heavens they didn't move them. Look, the bill passed, it passed the House, and it went to the governor's desk. That's the governor who has no moral compass. I don't have to give you his name, but when he's popular because he's the anti-Trump, that's a pretty goddamn low bar. And he vetoed this bill. He didn't give a goddamn about expanding the electorate or even making it efficient. So it's going to be more difficult for the election workers to count the votes. But he didn't care because the Republicans on the floor said it's a bad idea. We should use it to pander to the right wing. Now, this governor, and I don't want to get too far afield here because we do have an election and we did a Democrat in the governor's mansion. That's for goddamn sure. During the session, I had the honor to be the lead sponsor of the Climate Solutions Bill, and Chairman Barvey in the House led the charge over there. We had it on the floor, and there were 15, 20 amendments to try to weaken it. And ultimately, there were all the Republicans on the floor voted against it. But during the debate, the governor sent a tweet out saying it was a horrible bill, it was terrible, it's a tax bill, and everybody should be ashamed. 5 weeks later, after it passed the 2 chambers, it's on his desk. And the governor had 3 choices. He can sign it, he can veto it, or he can let it go into law without his signature. Well, this guy with lots of moral principle, right, he let it go into law. The same guy who 5 weeks later said it was a terrible piece of legislation. What happened in between? He polled the people. And he decided he would pander. So he even left his Republican colleagues in the lurch who voted against it, and then he let it become law. I mean, that's what we've been facing for 7.5 years. And that's why we need progressive people in the legislature with a clear voice and a clear vision. Yes, that's a good applause line. But I do want to say, besides electing people with a vision like Cheryl, which is why we're here, we have to do more. We have to build a people's cultural movement. Thank you, Emma's Revolution. Originally from Mount Rainier in Prince George's County, before California, I might add. We have to build a mass movement. We need not hundreds, we need thousands and tens of thousands in the middle of the street. Jesse Jackson used to talk about street heat. We need to do that. Having a few enlightened legislators is good, but we also need to have thousands of people, whether it's on reproductive rights, expanding the electorate, or getting rid of the income inequality. We have to build a mass movement, and you got to be part of that. Coming back to the purpose of tonight, I'm glad you're here to.
Come on his left side rather than on his right side.
Well, ideologically, we can talk about that later. Look, thank you for coming out. We need her back. The legislature needs her back. Rockville and Gaithersburg needs her back. You know, my committee members say they expect that at some point Cheryl's going to officially change her name to Cheryl, Senator of Rockville and Gaithersburg. So you'll probably get a letter from her. And if you see, not Kagan, but Senator from Rockville and Gaithersburg, that's a mantra we've heard many times. So look, you should be very pleased and honored to have her as your leader. She does a great job in Annapolis. I'm great and very privileged to be here, and good luck, and I'll see you in a few months.
Can we give a shout out to Jay Cohn, to Scott Weber, to Bear Twyford, everyone who makes this go so smoothly. I want to recognize my chief of staff, Abby Snyder, my whole team over there, Jeff, Patty, Matthew, Hannah, Ben. I'm leaving someone out. Who am I leaving out? Anyway, I've got so many folks who helped make this day go smoothly. Joe Vogel did not sign in on the elected officials and candidates sheet, but he is my friend, and he is going to be the next delegate for Gaithersburg and Rockville. So proud of the campaign he has run and the leader that he will be. He's just really extraordinary. 60 seconds. I got the promise that we're going to get 60 seconds. Come on, David. David Blair, 60 seconds.
Thank you. So in 60 seconds, the most important thing I can do is thank Cheryl Kagan. And so I thank you for your leadership and your courage in Annapolis. I mean, you're truly saving the environment and saving lives. And I thank Cheryl for her friendship. So if you haven't picked up, I'm not a polished politician, and there's all kinds of pitfalls when you run. And Cheryl's always a phone call or a text message away, unless it's early in the morning, okay? She's better after 10. But anyways, thank you, Cheryl. And I look forward to talking to you all this evening. Thank you.
Vote for David Blair. All right, mask switch, and then we will get back to the music. Thank you. Ryan, you approve? My friend, the mayor of Gaithersburg, the wonderful leader, Judd Ashman.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. There's a traditional way that Gaithersburg mayors introduce themselves at events. My name's Judd Ashman, and I have the honor to serve you as mayor of the greatest city in the world, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Thank you, because not all of you are from Gaithersburg, but I saw a lot of you clapping, so I appreciate that. I want to acknowledge our former mayor and my good friend and mentor, Sydney A. Katz, in the back, who we on the stage here are very proudly supporting and hope you will as well as David Blair. Yeah, give him a round of applause. And I wanted to note, I've been a supporter of Cheryl for many, many years, and I've had a chance to introduce her and say words about her many times. And before I get to this part, I want to acknowledge Ryan and Lisa from our city council and say before we clap, our entire city council, not Ryan Spiegel and Lisa Henderson are here, but they're representative of our entire city council supporting Cheryl. And I'm sure that played a big role in her not having an opponent this year. I'm absolutely positive. But I've been a supporter for many years, and I've had a chance to introduce her many times. And so what I thought I would do today was, as I spent hours at the polls working for David Blair today, I give him a round of applause. Come on. I would just go, because you know what happens, particularly, I'm sorry, it's not like that heavy traffic of voters now. We got to get our friends and neighbors to get out and vote. But everyone's sort of standing around and greeting I say greeting with air quotes, greeting voters as they come in. And I go around to all of them and ask, I have this event with Cheryl tonight. What do you have to say about Cheryl? And so I collected a number of quotes and I'm going to read them, and it's going to go pretty quick. Okay, one.
Okay.
She says she's going to be a little nervous. We'll see. We'll see. One, municipal superstar. Okay, we applaud that. Two, she's done a great job working for nonprofits. Three, her leadership on Next Gen 911 is gonna save lives. Four, energetic, listens to her constituents. We can vouch for that. Five, she's a go-getter. Come on, everyone knows that. Six, lovely smile. Show that lovely smile. Upbeat attitude. Seven, best social media photo stager and taker.
Bad.
Come on, everyone in this room knows this is true. Eight, always willing to mentor. And then someone else was walking by and said, change willing, always insisting to mentor. Cheryl Kagan. Anyway, you will not find a more thoughtful, proactive, collaborative, wonderful representative than Cheryl Kagan. We love her as a partner, and we're glad she's going to continue, and give Cheryl a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I love Judd Ashman. It is time for more music. Let me just remind you before we go back to music, there is a woman-owned food truck just outside with yummy food, and they would love to feed you. She would love to feed you. Before you leave Twin Valley at the end of the concert, I hope you will buy a bottle or two or three. They make great gifts for friends and family. And again, we are trying to support this wonderful small business. And then the last thing is Pat and Sandy tour. I hope you'll go to their website. I hope you'll follow them on social media. They have CDs and swag, Emma's Revolution swag there. And I hope you will maybe contribute through their Patreon account. And there's all sorts of stuff. And I think, Scott, we've been putting some stuff in the YouTube chat as well. And so there's information there, but just go to their website and please support these talented, remarkable change agents. Emma's Revolution.
There's one more mask.
So we're going to do one more song, and then you can happily schmooze and come visit us at our table. This is your chance to, what? We're going to do two more songs. I was wrong. Okay.
So this song, oh yeah. Great. So you can sing with us. Our people gonna rise. Our people gonna rise. Listen to our cries through the pain and lies. Our people gonna rise. Our people gonna sing.
Our people gonna sing.
Our people gonna sing. In spite of everything, hear our freedom ring. Our people gonna sing. Our people gonna fight.
Our people gonna fight.
Our people gonna fight for what we know is right. We're marching to the night. Our people gonna fight. Our people gonna grieve.
Our people gonna grieve.
Our people gonna grieve. Whatever you believe, you have the right to breathe. Our people gonna grieve. Our people gonna pray.
Our people gonna pray.
Our people gonna pray. Take our rights away. See you on election day. Our people gonna pray. Our people gonna rise.
Our people gonna rise.
Our people gonna rise. Listen to our cries through the faded lies. Our people gonna rise.
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 We're gonna do one last song. It's your chance to dance for justice.
This is a song. The words are written by Lee Hayes, one of Pete Seeger's bandmates from the Weavers. They didn't write it exactly this way, but you can sing it whatever way you want to. Whatever version you know will still work with this one.
Thanks to the folks joining us live stream today. Great to see you. Thanks for y'all who have been listening. Thanks to y'all for supporting Cheryl Kagan.
So, when they first wrote this song, there was sort of this tacit agreement that we were all brothers. And then years went by and somebody went up to Pete and said, Pete, I'm feeling kind of left out. So they started singing Sisters and Brothers. And then a trans friend of ours years later came up to us and said, Pat, I'm feeling kind of left out. So we started singing all of the resistors. But whatever door you came through, whatever way, what other pathway got you to find us and find a community of justice-minded people, we see you, we love you, we support you, and we will be there for you. We have your back. So sing any version of this song that works for you, and thanks so much for having us, y'all.
All of the resistors.